you guys stand up. And I'm going to share a Qigong with you that was one of the first Qigong that I ever learned. The first one I learned was Pangu Shengong, which most of you know that I teach. I'm a big fan of it. It's changed my life, saved my life. The one we're going to do today is called the Tai Chi Dalian. I'm going to talk you through it in a very basic way, and it will be enough. You'll get enough from it today. I learned this from my teacher, Paul Fraser, who learned it from his teacher, Tom Tam, who created this form. And it is meant to be an overall tune-up to support immunity, metabolism, sort of like getting an acupuncture treatment, but in a form. And it was one of the first forms that Paul learned also, and had a lot to do with his own health recovery. So it's a good one, and I can share it with anyone. I don't need to teach in the same way that I teach the Pangu Shengong. So let's give it a try. So stand up, please. Hopefully you can. Hopefully you feel like it, and even if you don't feel like it, you will stand up anyhow. And you will start with, in fact, we're going to start with another post-standing pose, which I've showed some of you before. But I'm going to invite you to hold your hands like this, let your thumbs come up, and your shoulders are dropped. Your upper back is relaxed, your whole body is relaxed. Take your tailbone and make sure that it is not hiked out, but tuck it under. And then let the front belly relax. And then if you're able, let yourself sink a bit. And see if you can relax everything. Of course, your thighs may be working here, but see if you can even relax your thighs. And begin to inhale. Imagine the breath coming up the spine. And as you exhale, imagine that you're letting go of anything that has gotten lodged in your energy. I'm not going to talk a lot about energy today, but we all have it. You all have chi. This is a good way to remember your ground, that you are a weeble who wobbles and does not fall down. I'm going to keep the videos off so that we're not distracting each other. Here. Inhale, let the spine fill up. Exhale, and imagining that you're just opening a trapdoor on your feet in the field around you and dumping. Kindly and benevolently letting go. You may have heard me do a big breath right then. I invite you, if you need to do that, go ahead. But otherwise, let your breath be normal. Let your gaze be soft, forward. And if you're looking straight ahead, drop the chin just a bit. Open up the top of the cervical spine. Let's see if you can do 5 more breaths like that. If your thighs are getting your attention and it's distracting, you can come up a little bit. Just make sure that you don't lock the knees. Keep the tailbone tucked, pointed down. Okay. So let's start on this Tai Chi Dalian. This is the practice I was mentioning before some of you got on. This was one of the first Qigong that I ever learned. It takes a lot of its influence from Tai Chi movements, but it is a Qigong, and it's a really good one for immunity, metabolism. Of course, they all have that intention. This one seems to be one that most people can feel something in. So my teacher actually, my teacher shared this with me on his site. Some of you who know him. So I'm going to keep everyone muted and cameras off so that we are not distracting each other. It's good to see you guys, though. I can see you, and some people are on Facebook as well. So come all the way up, and we're going to start with our palms hovering over the ground at about where the hip joint is. So if you are not standing up, I invite you to do that now. We've probably been sitting a lot these last couple of weeks. So stand up and feel the palms of the hands. And you may be interested to move the hands in either direction, in and out along the space in front of your hip joint. You may notice that there's a place that feels a little more interesting. Some people feel it as hotter or energized, tingling. And if you find that place, if you're sensitive to that, great. Just let yourself pause in that place. And it'll be different day to day. It's just where today you're feeling more energy from the earth as it interacts with your own body. So the breath we do here is inhale. Similar to before, inhale, let the whole body fill up. And exhale, breathe through the soles of the feet. Inhale. In your mind's eye, imagine that that exhalation is pushing down through the floor that you're standing on, 3 to 6 feet. Maybe you can even visualize it going deeper, 20 feet down into the earth, growing roots on each exhale. Inhale, exhale. Now, still standing, making sure that your your knees are not locked. I'm going to flip the palms over. I'm going to do another movement with breath. One of the few times we're trying to match breath to movement. You're going to inhale, the hands come up slowly, matching the inhale length. And as you get to shoulder level, turn them over, move them down. So imagine that you are moving your hands through water. You're standing in water up to your neck. And you want this movement to be very easy in the water, not using a lot of physical energy. You can imagine if you were in water and you tried to do this movement fast, there'd be a lot of resistance because of the water. Slow it down. Maybe you even can feel something as you're moving through. So this movement is intended to balance the heavenly chi and the earthly chi and harmonize it inside of us. So inhale, come up. As you get to the top of the inhale, flip the hands over. Exhale down. I've lost track of time, how many times we've done this, but we want to aim to do it 6 to 10 times. Great. Now we want to open this energy that runs down the center midline of the body in the front. So we're going to take one hand and put it between our eyebrows. The other hand start at the pubic bone. And as you drag one hand that's over your eyebrows down the front midline of the body, the opposite hand begins to lift. Aiming with intention to let the opposite hand get to the eyebrows. As the other hand ends in the pubic bone and start again on the other side. Just breathe normally. Stay curious about what you may be feeling in the body or what you may be noticing in your emotional state. And then let it go. Sometimes we make more meaning out of things than we really need to. Just notice, be curious, stay relaxed. Check in to see if any places in your body have gotten tension in them, worrying about, am I doing this right? I don't get it. It's okay. You can't mess this up. Like so many things that we do, what matters most is how we are as we do them. So stay calm, set your intention to do it as correctly as possible. Fabulous. We'll do one more. Okay. Actually, I'm not sure which side we started on. I think we started here. And now finish. This next movement is a lovely thing to do just anytime. I show this a lot. I sometimes teach this whole practice in workshops, but this particular part I will show to people because we are activating and balancing the yin meridians of the arm here. And these are important for our immunity. And you remember when I speak of immunity, I'm not just talking of the Western definition of that, but how we harmonize and get stronger from all things that we encounter. So what we're going to do here is the yin meridians of the arm are on this upturned side. And we are going to imagine on each hand this pericardian meridian, which runs from the middle finger up the middle of the arm like this, middle of the upturned arm. And each time we run our hand across the other side, we're imagining that this pericardium point in the middle of the hand is lining up with the pericardium meridian on the other side. There are also other yin meridians here that will get our love and attention as we do this. So what you're going to do is start with one hand out in front of you, and then the other hand is going to start up near the upper chest, come across the chest, and then you're going to bring the hand that's near your chest down the arm on the other side, pulling that arm back close to your body, and then the hand that just went across your chest will turn over out in front of you, and then you'll do the other side. Bring the opposite hand across the chest, and then drag it slowly. Both arms are moving across the midline of the opposite hand. Flip over. Don't worry about doing it perfectly. Just stay calm and glide your hand from shoulder to fingertips across the opposite arm. Flip over. Oh, awesome. Feels so good. Okay, now if you're able to move your feet a little farther apart, we're going to take one hand and put it on the lower abdomen, about an inch below the navel. Imagine the center of your hand is about an inch below the navel, and put the other hand on top of it. We have a natural way in each body that feels like which hand should be on the bottom and which hand should be on the top. So see what feels right to you, and just check and see if one way feels better than the other. For me today, it's like this. You're a little bit, your legs are wider apart, and you're sinking a little bit if that's available to you. Breathe into that space below the navel. Exhale, push the breath again through the soles of the feet. Inhale, fill up the abdomen. Exhale, soles of the feet. Inhale, exhale, soles of the feet. And bring those hands up above in the space between your navel and the bottom of your sternum, bottom of your chest bone. We're going to go in a clockwise or counterclockwise, it doesn't matter which motion, a certain number of times. So let's go 5 times around the navel to enhance digestion. 2, 3, 4, 5. Now reverse the direction. Doesn't matter how many times you go, just make them even. 1, 2, 4, 5. Now take your right hand and put it again over that space on the lower dantian, about an inch below the navel. Take the left hand and place it on the solar plexus, the space between navel, about midway between the navel and the sternum, bottom of the sternum. Take 6 breaths in, still if you can, squatting a bit. Inhale. Exhale through the soles of the feet. Let's say this is 3. And 4. And 5. Now we're going to harmonize both sides of the body. So here our fingers will all point towards each other. Before I showed you something different. Then you're going to inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Again, 5 to 10 of these. And then integrating that further, come on up. This piece has a kick to it. If you are not someone that can balance easily on one leg and lift it up off the floor and move, then just come up on your tiptoes and let your other leg do most of the supporting and then switch sides. Or if a chair is handy or the wall is handy, you can do that do what I'm about to show you by holding onto the wall. But please do not kick, do not do what I'm about to show you if you can't do it with control and safety, okay? So we're going to cross in front and then bring the hands apart, bring your weight over to one side. As you separate the hands, you bring the knee up, you kick. You cannot see my feet, but I am flexing my foot and then I'm pointing and setting it down. There is no need to come up as high as I am. You can be very low. The most important thing is that you flex the foot and point it as you come back down. Inhale. Well, the inhale and exhale doesn't matter so much here. It is not necessary to kick as high as I'm kicking. Do low, controlled. And if you can look in the direction of your kick, not at me, it's even better. Awesome. Now we're going to close the form. So you're going to inhale and then push down. Inhale. Do one more. Excellent. And then take one hand over the lower dantian again, both hands there, and imagining that you are condensing the qi in your lower dantian. Imagine it all gathering there, anything you need for the rest of the day. Again, breathing in, exhaling through the soles of the feet. And then brush off the arms, The hands come up to the head. Today we won't touch our face, where nobody's touching their face these days. But ordinarily, when we're in a different place, we might touch our face. And this just sort of activates and seals in what we've cultivated so we can get to it later. So you may have noticed a little heat come up. That's okay. Have a seat, and we'll spend the last few minutes going through meditation to further support what we just did. So begin by noticing what you're feeling in the body now, and then inviting yourself to let go of any stories or attachments. It's just curiosity. And begin to inhale through the top of the head. Inhaling as though the top of the head is opening up. Let a pretty wide space on the top of the head open up, not just activating that highest point, but being able to breathe in through the top of the head. Big, wide breath. Imagine that you are breathing into the center of the brain. With each exhale, let yourself feel, remember, relaxed, calm, balanced, and peaceful. And let the exhale go out in all directions around the head. Inhale through the top of the head. Exhale out in all directions. Now imagining that you are bringing in light that is golden, pink, golden, shimmery light. Bringing that into the center of the brain and expanding out in all directions. Bring your awareness down to the base of the skull, the top of the cervical spine. Inhale into the first couple of vertebrae there. Inhale into the base of the brain. Imagining that you're bringing in that same pink golden light into the structures that are found there, into the meridians that are found there, the muscles. Opening up the base of the skull, base of the brain, the muscles that support you, letting go of any tension you might find there. And then imagine in your mind's eye, you're moving your awareness down to the space between your shoulder blades and the upper back. And picture the part of the spine that's there, top of the thoracic spine. Now imagine that somebody that you know really cares about you, someone who has your back, whether they're still with us or not, someone that you appreciate, have much gratitude for, and imagine that they have their hand on that part of your back. Inhale into that space between your shoulder blades. Again, I invite you to picture golden pink light, pink, golden, shimmery light coming into that space. Now imagining that space on the people that you love and care about, that space on their back between their shoulder blades, that part of the spine. And as you breathe in for yourself, imagining that you have the heartfelt wish that they might also have light and clearing coming into that place in their spine. We breathe in here because this place in our spine actually controls and modulates immunity in our body, immune system. Bring your awareness down to a place. If you were wearing a life preserver, a big fat life preserver around the waist, this place, this the belt that it would make around your waist. Imagine that you can breathe into all of that space, the part of the lumbar spine that's there, all of the organs that are there. Imagine you're breathing in this golden pink light, pink golden shimmery light into this area all around, like this big thick belt. And then exhale out back into the belt, into the life preserver that's around your waist. Now breathe in through all of your skin, as though your skin is the sponge. Absorb the breath, absorb pink, golden, rejuvenating, resilient, healing light into your entire body. Whatever you need, imagine that you can breathe it in now to support the sentiments that you want to carry with you through the day, how you want to be in your body. And then as you exhale again, send the breath through the soles of the feet. Imagine that you're letting go of what's no longer needed. You're welcome to continue to stay in this visualization of inhaling through all the skin, pink golden light. Imagine it coating your nose, your throat, your lungs, and then filling up every cell in the body. And then exhaling, letting go through the soles of the feet. No judgment. Welcome to stay here in this breath pattern. As many of you know who practice Pangu Shengong, Olivia O leads a practice now, which I'm going to jump off and join. I would love to see you there, or you can stay right here in this. Thank you all so much for being here this morning. Much love. Ciao.